Hello everyone, Manathrall here. Welcome back to another Suggestion Saturday video. Now this one is going to be what an idea I had, and then probably other people had it too. Is kind of like an item fusion, or something combination, something like that. Okay. I want to go on this account because I want to show you kind of a little bit of what I'm talking about here. And I guess probably one of the easiest items to actually discuss this with is actually capes or jewelry and stuff like that. One of my favorite ones to give an example for is maybe like the Ring of Wealth and maybe the Asylum Doctor's Ring. Now, since this is a very unique item, I would say probably not that, but more of like the Berserker Ring. Okay, so now what this item infusion would do would be that you could actually take your Ring of Wealth and fuse it to the Berserker Ring. Now, this could be done through invention. I thought about this a lot, and that's actually how this should be done with item infusion. So, you could mix stuff like, for instance, those rings together. That would be a very good one. But then also there could be more. And I mean, so much more that could be done with this. So I get this all put together. But yeah, so we're talking item infusion. So you're mixing items together. And what it would be is you would have your base item that would have the stats, and then you're infusing an item that would have the effect. So you'd be taking your first item, whatever it may be, and adding something to it to make it even better yet. Okay, so I already gave you the example of rings, because that's probably one of the best examples, because they cannot be overpowered. Certain things could not be fused together, and that should actually be a thing, and that should be in the coding itself, because you can't have it overpowered, because then things would just go absolutely insane. But I'm going to try to do some things here. Here we go. Because I feel like these items here would be the best example for this, because of what they are. And this video won't be a long one, but I do want to go just a little bit further, showing you guys some stuff here. So, for example, necklaces really wouldn't be a good one, because unless you have something like the 4 and 3, or the Phoenix necklace, you can use it with this, and maybe make. You couldn't keep that Phoenix perk the whole entire time. Let's say it gets consumed. After it gets consumed, you'd have to use another Phoenix necklace with the right components to combine them together to get that effect again. However, other stuff like, right here, the Tome of Frost is a permanent effect offhand item. So, just in the spirit of things, you could get the Orb Appraisal, okay? Since Nex Angel of Death has been the newest boss, you could get that orb and fuse this Tome of Frost to it. So this would gain all these effects of infinite number water runes and reduce hydration. That would be amazing, okay? And then also, okay, right here's a cape, the Spirit Cape. Now, you would X out the stats because you're fusing this to a different base item. So you're only taking the additional effects, which the additional effects with this is has a reduction to the cost of any scroll abilities that your combat familiars have. Or if you want to use this as your base one, it would have all these things. And then if there's another cape that has a thing, for instance, the Ava's Accumulator, you could use a Spirit Cape as your base, giving you those perks. So it would have 17 strength in each combat style, the reduction, then also the bonuses of the Ava's Accumulator, because that would be the secondary that's getting fused into that Spirit Cape. So that's what I'm talking about when it comes to item fusion. And then also there's other items too that could be made. And those are stuff like, let's say, a anti-fire... Oh, come on. You know what, my brain's having a fart right now, so we're just going to do it this way. Like, you could take the Nox bow, okay. Yeah, you could take the Nox bow or the Saren God bow, okay. You could take those and add to it you could add to it the not the regular anti-fire shield, but you could add the draconic visages to them to give you that even stronger version. Now what that would mean is that Nox bow would be able to absorb dragon fire, so you would be able to use Nox bow on dragons. Same goes for like the Wyvern crossbow. It's a two-handed crossbow, which is nice, but it kind of sucks when it comes to fighting dragons. So, well, unless you have the super anti-fire. But, so that would basically mean you could have the Wyvern crossbow and have the Draconic Visage fused to it, or the Dragon Fire shield fused to it. Yeah, that's actually how it would be. You'd have to fuse the Dragonfire shield if we're keeping with the spirit of things. You'd have to fuse the Dragonfire shield, the Nox bow. The Nox bow would be your base item, and then your fused item, fused component would be the Dragonfire shield. Now, there would be components required in order to do this. Now, I'm not on my account that has invention right now, but you'd have to have Dragonfire components. You know, something, it has to go along with the baseline of not only the base item, but the fused item. So you'd have to have Dragonfire components and noxious components. So you would have to actually have those two set of components in order to fuse items together. You can't just fuse whatever to whatever. You know, there has to be the components to actually bind them together. So that is actually the idea of this. Now, I know I didn't discuss a lot of different items, but it's mostly because it does have a very basic principle. The item you want, like the stats you want to have as your base, is your base item, okay? And then whatever additional features that you want are the fused item, and then you just put them all together. And now what all that would be, like I said, if you have, let's say, the Berserker Ring, and you want to fuse a Ring of Wealth to it, you would then have Berserker Ring of Wealth. And the items would have a different name than they used to. And these items, I really strongly feel they should not be tradable. Just like an augmented weapon, this would be a fused weapon. And in order to actually trade these items again, you would have to use them through invention and probably have something else to do with it. Now, honestly, I know this would be like really hard for the developers, and because I know they said that invention already is kind of like a spaghetti type coding, and it could be kind of complex. But if they really want to have a huge thing with invention, have a huge impact on invention, give players the fact that they wanted to be able to create items, make different types of weapons, this would be the way to do it. And they could have it that, certain items are exempt from each category, and maybe start out with just like, the primary 90s, 92s, 85s, 80s. They could have it set as primary ones, and like the most popular ones, like Barrow's Brothers, their weapons. Because you don't want to have it just high end and high end only, because you want everybody to be able to experience it, just like how they do invention currently, which more and more people are starting to be able to use invention because they're starting to release more and more skills for it. So that is what I feel is the best route for invention. There's a whole lot that can be done with the skill. The fact that they haven't done anything yet that has been a major boon to it, I'm very shocked. But I think this is a very good way to do it. This is a very good way to continue on with invention. The only other thing I would also say for invention is please give us those quote-unquote factory machines like they had said about in RuneFest, where things could be produced for you, where you just put in the items and items come out. Well, put an item or raw material, and the item you want crafted comes out, with you getting none of the XP, but the items and the raw material consumed. So, yeah, I know that could have a huge change on the economics of the game, but it would probably actually devalue maybe some produced items, not all, but some, and then it would also increase the demand of raw materials. So, it's a win-win in my book. But that'll actually do it for this video, so thank you guys so much for watching. Until next time, later guys.